Happy Easter, everybody. All my subscribers, and even those just passing through that haven't subscribed yet. I'm so glad to be here on this Easter Sunday to spend some time with you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because we've been keeping each other company for a year of this the COVID thing, and it's been great. I've got to know so many of you. I see you more than I see a lot of people these days, and I love communicating with you. Some of you have great sense of humor. Some of you, I have a friend in New Hampshire area that has to think about a operation soon, and send her a little prayer for Joanne that she comes out of it very quickly and healthily. And my thoughts are with her and with a lot other of you people out there that have many, if you're just stressed, if you've got cancer, you've got other diseases, now is a time for refreshment and love to come and help boost you up on this Easter Sunday. So, yellow, I'm wearing yellow. Now, those of you that have been on tours through our home, I love color. I love the reflection of color in colored glass. I have a lot of color in my home, and I think color enlivens you. And yellow, of course, is the color of spring, because there's so many, the early daffodils and tulips and the forsythia. There's so much color coming into our lives after this quiet winter. So I'm thankful for that. And yellow is extremely invigorating. It stimulates your nerves, your glands, your brains. It makes you more energetic and alert. It boosts your memory. It encourages communication, and it promotes activity and interaction, which we like to do on this channel. Those that believe in the chakra, it gives strength to the solar plexus. Yellow is an important color. All colors are reflecting in this world on us, and I think it's important to have them in our lives. So this is kind of a yellow, sunshiny day, and I'm glad to be here. Now, I'm surrounded by all kinds of flowers. I have some geraniums, because in the greenhouse, the geraniums are getting ready for spring, because it's a little bit warmer in there because we haven't taken the plastic off yet. And they're all coming into flower, and I chopped them off this morning, waiting for the plants to thicken, and so I don't like to leave the flowers on too long this time of year. So I went out and I brought some in. They're so colorful. So I have the geraniums, and I have an amaryllis. Now, amaryllis, especially the red one, is something about love. And there was a very sad poem about a girl that went to her lover, and she loved him. He never paid any attention to her, and she was told by some, I can't remember the true story, but it's soothsayer or something. And she stood in front of his door, and she stabbed herself in the heart many times, and blood was on the ground, and an amaryllis grew there. So it was a sign of her love for him. And of course, then he notices this. I don't know, it's a mixed up story, but it's a love story. And so we have some amaryllis because I keep them in the greenhouse all winter. So now when they're starting to get some light, they're all coming. But these two are starting first, so I thought I'd bring them in. And I'm going to show you a close-up later. But in the back, flowering for Easter, is a Christmas cactus. And a lot of people say, well, how can I tell the difference between a Christmas cactus, an Easter cactus, a Thanksgiving cactus? Well, the Easter cactus is the hardest one to grow. And I would love to tell you this is an Easter cactus, but it's a Christmas cactus. That because I had it down on the ground for most of the winter, it wasn't receiving any light. So when I brought it up higher and it got light from this window, it's come into bloom for Easter. So how do I know this isn't an Easter cactus? I'm going to show you a close-up of this diagram, but Easter cactus normally has a bunch of little bushy things right on the ends of the leaves. And these don't have them. I might see one or two, but mostly you see blossoms coming out there. But there's no little spiky things coming off of the ends of the leaves. And Easter cactus is round. They don't really have these pointy, jabby parts of their leaf. Now, the Christmas cactus does have them, but they're not as pointy as the Easter cactus. If you got one with real sharp points on it, that would be an Easter cactus. And with just a few sharp points, but sort of rounded, that would be your Christmas cactus. And mostly round with little stubble sticking out the end of the leaf, that would be your Easter cactus. And the Easter cactus is the hardest one to grow. That's not why I don't have one. I really just kind of ignore them most of the year. But there is some pictures here. So, let's see. That one. And that one. And, okay, my finger's in the way. There's the little things, and they're rounder. That would be your Easter cactus. So, but hey, we're happy that our Christmas cactus is flowering for Easter. So, I thought, what am I gonna do for an Easter video? Because we got lots of orchid videos coming in spring, because when they're finished flowering, there's some I want to repot. I'm going to be doing some orders for some different ones. We have to repot the dendrobiums, and there's going to be something exciting about that. So there's lots ahead, but today is a day of just reflecting on our life, I guess, and the life of our plants. And I found the cutest little quote. It's so like us. We're so much alike. Every time I hear from somebody, it's like, oh, we're so much alike. We just love our plants, and we generally love life and people. And we're just we want to go with the flow. But anyway, I read this and I thought it was so cute, but its unknown author said this. Advice from a garden. Cultivating lasting friendships, sow seeds of kindness, listen to sage advice, and don't let the little things bug you. Be outstanding in your field and take time for yourself. Oh, this was the one. Why I grow plants. Okay, I grow plants for many reasons. To please my eyes, to please my soul, to challenge the elements, or challenge my patience. For novelty, for nostalgia, but mostly for the joy of seeing them grow. I like that one. I was reading some Easter quotes this morning, and that's uplifting too. So even if you're feeling down, just go to your computer and punch in uplifting quotes or colors to make you joyful, or you know, we've got a lot to be thankful for. I am going to get my COVID shot. I'm a big chicken. I'm not afraid to tell you. But because of other people I want to see and do and be with, yes, we got our appointment for April 21st, Jack and I. And I figure that's kind of a lucky number because 7's a lucky number. And there's 3 7s in 21. I'm looking for the positive sides now. And 3 is a lucky number because I was born on the 13th day, a Sunday. And so 3 is a lucky number. So I'm figuring 21, and there's a 1 in there, the 1 and the 3. So I don't know, I'm not a numerology person or anything, but I'm looking for all kinds of reasons. Well, okay, just go for it, Carol. So yeah, we got our appointment for April 21st at 9 o'clock in the morning. So that'll be interesting. And I'm going to throw that over there. So what else is happening around? Now I'm going to take you on a little tour. Do you know I have so many orchids still? And here we are into April, and I think I'll still have some in the beginning of May. So, you know, orchids just go on giving. And that's one reason why when they're finished, I do trim the stake off, because the spike off, because I figure they've given me so much joy and I'm going to let them rest. And some people don't believe that because they get energy off of the spike. But everybody, it's a very debatable subject. But I just think they need that rest. And as long as it's trying to make a flower out any of those little nodes up the spike, it's drawing more energy than it's getting. So that's what I do. I cut it off and I let them rest and start their new growth period strongly. And we're going to be getting into that in the spring. Oh, I had to bring these. This is an antique. I've had this for years. It's an antique. When you were little kids that you used to get eggs in. I think this one is German, but it's so neat. And then there's a little one too. And this is how fancy they used to get when they gave eggs. And you know, this bunny rabbit, it's funny because this reminds me, my dad, and often he was an alcoholic, and I don't often say his good points, and he had many. When he wasn't drinking, he was a wonderful person. And he was the one that, he was the one that taught me to make candies and donuts, and we made candies from mashed potatoes and flavored them. And he was the one that taught me to do projects, because I did a lot with him sometimes. And he also liked to get us little funny things at Easter. But I remember one time he bought me this great big blow-up Easter bunny. And it was pretty big, and I was a teenager then. I can't remember exactly when. And we had this old wartime house that it was just small, and it's what they gave the soldiers when they came back from the war. And then we raised it. Oh dear, yeah, we raised it, and then, oh dear, this is leading to another story. Then we raised it, and, okay, first the other story. My brother and I, we were called in for Sunday dinner. And we had to go up this ladder, and run along the patio with no you know, fence or whatever to stop you from falling over. So, because it had just been raised and there was a big hole and there was a great big machine with big pipes sucking water so out of the bottom of it, because this was on the coast in Burnaby where we got rain a lot. So anyway, Mom had called us for dinner, and my brother was up the ladder first and going in, and then he was laughing at me because I'm slower and he was a year older. And we're very close to this day. We've never argued. We don't, you know, we're just get along with each other. But anyway, I come up the ladder and I'm running in this big hurry to catch up with him. And Mom had shook some mats and hung them over the side of the what used to have patio, but with no protector. So I'm running along there, and what happens? I fall off the whole edge. And down I go, and it's like going down this great big well, and all you can hear is my brother's laughter echoing. He thought this was funny, but that's all I could hear, and then I hit the bottom, and darn if I didn't hit the pipe that was going in under the house. Anyway, I could have broken tons of things, but I broke my arm up to my shoulder. And I had this nice dress on my mom had made me. It was red, I think, with white collars. And anyway, Dad comes and he gets me and he carries me up the ladder and into the house. And they're trying to decide what to do with me. And apparently I broke it, right? So down to the hospital, and the doctor goes, well, you're going to have to take your dress off. And I'm going, no, I was 10. I'm going, no, not taking my dress off. And he says, well, we're going to have to cut the sleeve off your dress. I'm going, okay. Mom's going, no. Anyway, I broke my arm, and it was my left arm, because I always remember, darn, I could still write when I went to school. It was my left arm. I don't know. And then, oh boy, then I broke my leg once too, in 3 places. Yeah. And it was my right, I don't know, it was my right leg, I think. Yeah, it was my right leg in 3 places. And they gave me this walking cast, so I remember still playing soccer in the field. Big boot on. Okay, what was I going to say? Oh, the Easter bunny. Dad bought me this great big blow-up Easter bunny. And the houses were close together. And my neighbor, she could see down, because I'm down in the basement. My bedroom, after they raised the house, was down in the basement. Dad built me but it was still always wet, and he put tile on the floor, but all these crystals always came up between the tiles, and it was damp. And anyway, that's not the story. So anyway, the lady was hanging up her laundry on her little stand in her backyard, and she could look down into my window. And I seen that blow-up bunny. I always liked it, and I kept him blowed up. And I'm a teenager, a younger teenager or something. But anyway, I see this great big spider on the ceiling of my bedroom above the bed. And I thought, oh no, because I don't like getting bit by those things. And so I grabbed the Easter bunny by the ears, and I'm jumping up and down on my bed, and here I am jumping up and down with this great big blow-up Easter bunny, and hitting his bum against the ceiling, trying to kill a spider, and screaming. And the neighbor thought for sure she mentioned it later. She wondered what on earth I was doing. Anyway, why I remembered that, I don't know. But anyway, I want to show you how the orchids are doing. I want to show you how the chicken wire eagle is coming along before I finish him. And a few other things. And just to say, Thank you. I think we're at like 7,000 subscribers. And some people quite don't understand that if you go to the home page and you see it across the page, at the home page, underneath the little picture, you'll see community. And if you click into community, you'll see all the pictures everybody sends of their orchids, or a question about an orchid and a picture. They send it to my email, and then I post it because they can't post it there. But underneath each picture, there's a place where you can reply and talk to each other. So I usually say whose orchid it is, and then people leave comments underneath, and I ask the people that send the pictures to check up once in a while and answer the comments, and they can do that. It's just they can't post that picture, and it was the only way I could think of to do that. And since I started doing that, we've had over 450 emails. I don't know how many pictures. So my disclaimer is I have permission when you send me your picture to put it on the community page with any question you want me to say. If you don't give me a question you want me to say, I'll just say this is so-and-so's orchid with their first name of whose orchid it is. That way I don't get into trouble. And then you can all talk about it. And the email is Carolyn, Carolyn, orchid, orchid, and friends at yandex.com. If you email there with pictures, questions, I can post them. And it's a great place for you guys to communicate. And I am happy to do that for you because mainly I get to see your orchids, and I fall in love with some, and that's why I think I have 3 empty pots. I might find for some new ones that I'm going to order that's different. So let's do our tour before too much more time goes by. And happy Easter. Bring some color into your life and spread some joy. You know, just think that that person, you know, Joanne, my friend that I've met through YouTube, she's out shopping and she has her mask on, and she sees this lady and she looked sad or something. She needed, you know, an up. So she said she pulled down her mask just quickly for a minute, smiled, and give her the thumbs up. And that lady, it just made her day. So try to make somebody's day. That's such a quick, loving way to do it. And there's so many other ways we have to just try and get the message that we do care about other people. And we may be quieter and we may love our gardens, but yes, I know because we all love our plants, we also love people, and that's why we're all kindred spirits together. So now I'm going to do the tour and let you see what I've been up to. Maybe first we'll go out to the eagle. Boy, I've been spending a lot of time out here, but I'm getting there. I might be finished a lot. I was thinking by June, but I might be finished a lot quicker than I'm thinking. And we're trying to do it by size. We've met the female eagle has a 7 to 8 foot wingspan. So I'm getting the wings done. I'm still adding feathers up at the top on the shoulder. And total right amount of feathers by counting which are primary feathers, secondary feathers, and secondary primaries. So So I have to do all that before I have to do all that before I start up his chest and do his head. But he's coming quite nicely. And we're going to have quite a bit of fun mounting him. But he is to size. I'm telling you, it's tricky. But there's my work table and my things. And I'm just getting ready over here to do another feather. So the tail feathers I did 4 layers thick, but these ones, they're not going as thick. And sometimes I crisscross. I fold them this way, and then I put one fold the other way. So, okay, let's go look at the orchids. So, close it up the amaryllis. They're not quite open. The other ones have got buds out in the greenhouse, but they're not quite ready. But these will open quickly now, and I bring some color into Mom's life too. She loves coming up and look. And look at this. The dendrobiums are still doing really nice, with lots of new sprouts coming. Okay. That's where I give my rabbit foot fern some humidity from that fountain back there. It just came without a stand, and I had that stand for something else. So, okay, let's they're still doing good. Now this is the leaf that I can probably untie it now. See, it firmed right up, but sometimes when they're just growing, you'll find that if they grow real fast, now it's not anything wrong, it's quite natural that they'll be a little limp and it wanted to just fall and hang. But now it's firming up, it's just a new leaf, and it's going to stay where I wanted it to. These ones aren't showing any sign of dying back yet. And I'm not sure if this one has. I don't think it's lost. Might have lost a couple. This one, Moonglow, has lost some and 2 more have opened. This one is finishing, as you can see. And I don't leave these on. I take them off because why? Ethylene gas. Over-ripening flowers or fruit will just make the rest fall quicker. So, and this one's amazing, and it's got its spike still, second spike over there, still beautiful. These are the little clamps that Joanne sent that she put orchids on instead of butterflies on quilting clips, which work really good. So they get the light, they almost look real. So most of them haven't lost any. Of course, this one I broke off, which wasn't good. And this one here, it's just getting more. And none have fell. Seems to be doing really good. Of course, I have my misters on. An early bird that flowered in December, she has another spike coming. I didn't think she'd flower again, but it surprised me. And there's all my colored glass, bringing color into my life, even in the winters. When you have 6 months of winter, then you have to bring color into your life somehow. And this dendrobium, still doing really well. I've got an ingenious way I'm going to stand these up straight because I've let them sprawl. So, and there's the forsythia from the forsythia bush. Yeah, I put a little bit of that. It's going to all open. It's just opening outside. These ones are doing good. This one's decided to put out a whole bunch more. Hasn't lost any. So they're doing good. And the basket, of course, these were in bark. Now these were some they weren't looking good, and I thought, you know, I'm going to put them all in a basket. They all seem so far good. This one was like this, but you know, now's the time they're going to grow their new leaves. You're going to look at your new leaves and you'll hardly think about the older ones. And this one. And I always say, this leaf, it's almost ready to come off, but it was like that when I got it. So, and then this one. And, you know, this is one that I did for the Salmon Arm Garden Club talk. Now that's one of the old leaves. Oh, see that? There's a little scale back there. I'm going to take it off right now. I always watch for that, and if you always watch, you won't end up with a bunch on your flowers, because if you see a bunch of little spots on the flowers, you take a little Q-tip or a little point of something and take them off. You don't want to let even one stay. And I brought a cymbidium in from the greenhouse. It decided on flowering nicely for Easter. Just one stem. But, you know, I don't know if I can get it. If anybody, this was picked up at a garage sale. Let's see if I can get in here. Anybody knows what on earth it is, I don't know. I tried to find out, and somebody says, oh, you have to take that to a museum because it's sealed in there so tight in this frame, and it looks like some kind of a feng shui thing, but I have no idea what it is. Don't know how good it shows up through here either. Probably the shadows on it. Anyway, that's interesting. And of course, I have in the back here, I didn't plug it in yet, as you can see. I can't do it with my hands full. So this mist, and I've just got it thrown in this container, but it gives this corner some humidity, even though there's no hole drilled in it, because sometimes I might want to use that for something else. But I just wanted to make sure that corner had a little humidity, because the days are getting hot when the sun is out, and I have to pull them all back a little bit. And this very mini Phalaenopsis zaccardi is still going to do something. So, of course, these ones struggle. They look so good. This one coming, the leaves are firmer. This is why this one's here. Now, these leaves in time, they may start to come back, but pretty soon the new leaves, and you can see it struggled because this one's small. But this, I'm just being patient and waiting because it will perk up. Back there, some people say, where are your slipper orchids? But there's one there and one over there. So this is the